A powerful 0.3 kiloton explosion caused a loud shockwave heard across Massachusetts on Saturday afternoon, specifically by up to 10 million people, perhaps even more. This explosion was not man-made, being a natural phenomenon, but it wasn't thunder people heard, instead being something far more interesting. The explosion was in fact caused by a meteor exploding into a cloud of fragments at an altitude of around 40 miles or 64.4 kilometers in the atmosphere. Specifically, the powerful explosion occurred 35 miles east-southeast of Boston, offshore of Massachusetts and north of Cape Cod Bay. While I can't show you any videos or photos of this exact meteor because licensing clips of it has proven to be difficult, I will regardless discuss what we do know. The meteor had an east-southeast moving trajectory and entered the Earth's atmosphere at a velocity of 75,000 miles per hour or 33.528 kilometers per second. That velocity is unusually fast in terms of meteor speeds, since they typically average a speed of about half this value, 17 kilometers per second when they enter Earth's atmosphere. I am pretty confident that I can identify the size and composition of the meteor before it exploded. You see, I am basing this on the color the meteor burned up as, which viewers reported to me as green and white. While yes, green meteors are often caused by a high magnesium concentration, the presence of the strong white light makes me think that magnesium was not to blame here. Instead, I suspect that due to the tint of green the streak was, that nickel was to blame for that color, with a high iron content causing the white streak in the sky as it burned up. In other words, I suspect that the meteor that exploded was an iron meteorite, probably an ataxite or octahedrite, meaning it was quite dense and surprisingly small, all things considered. I thus propose that the meteor measured almost exactly 1 meter or 3.28 feet wide, or a little larger than your average washing machine since I need to jokingly add in a nonsensical metric, and weighed 4.11 metric tons or 9,061 pounds. The reason why such a small object was able to produce such a powerful explosion was the velocity component in the standard kinetic energy equation, which was quite large. The fireball which occurred was about 6.45 times brighter than the full moon, suggesting an apparent magnitude of around -15. This means that definition-wise, the meteor which occurred could be classified as a fireball and a bolide, but not a super bolide. So, how rare or uncommon was Saturday's meteor? Well, several 100,000 meteors that could be classified as fireballs enter Earth's atmosphere every year. This figure reduces to 5,000 a year for bolides in particular, but we can go further. Of these, only about 28 a year release more than or equal to a gigajoule of energy, equivalent to the detonation of 239 kilograms of TNT. But if we raise the minimum energy requirement to match Saturday's bolide, it suggests that such an event occurs about once every 109 days somewhere in the world. Now, you might be wondering if Saturday's meteor had anything to do with a different bolide that broke apart over New York on Wednesday, or a similar loud boom heard over South Carolina on Thursday. The answer is that these three events share no relation to each other. The New York meteor on Wednesday had a different composition, being sodium-rich and burning up or releasing orange light, while the Thursday boom in South Carolina was not meteor-related. My justification for the latter event not being meteor-related was that no flash was observed, which someone would have seen if the origin was a meteor over such a densely populated area, along with data gathered from various sensors such as seismometers. The nature of the seismic waves an event produces, whether that be an explosion or something else, has very recognizable signatures depending on its origin. And the South Carolina boom was quite consistent with an aircraft-related sonic boom, while the Massachusetts meteor explosion very clearly showed up on data as consistent with a meteor explosion in the atmosphere. Sorry to disappoint. Any questions? As a final note, I would like to thank this channel's patrons on Patreon and channel members on YouTube for supporting my work.